You're listening to Don't Take Bullshit from Fuckers with your hosts Greg Barrett and Kane Holloway.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm Greg Barrett.
I'm Kane Holloway.
I'm Kane Holloway.
I'm Kane Holloway also.
I'm Kane Holloway.
I'm Greg Barrett's Kane Holloway.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Pat Popsicle, the sailor Pat boy over here. He's here to awaken your sexual demons.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it is true. It is true.
Yeah.
You can buy a pillow with Pat's face on it.
I have a pillow with Pat's face on it in my new apartment.
Yeah.
And it is traumatizing.
It's a great icebreaker.
It sure
when
is.
When people come over, you got to explain your pillow.
Yep.
They think it's maybe your broke uncle.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah. Or maybe an ex, and you just can't get rid of it. Pat looks like anybody's ex.
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
On that day he was having a popsicle. What a good day that was.
Or they think he's dead.
Oh no.
It's a tribute.
Yeah.
It's a tribute pillow.
This is how he died.
This is it.
He died the way he lived, choking on popsicles.
Perfect.
He was a freak. Anyway, we'll miss him.
Send us your popsicle pictures.
Oh, God, yeah. We desperately miss Thirst Trap Tuesdays, Thirst Trap Thursdays, Thirst Trap anytime. It turned into people sending pictures of their animals, which still happens every once in a while. The Alan Brand, who, he sends pictures of his cat, and I really root for him because he messaged me to talk to me about sitting next to a girl and also not pulling the trigger on talking to her. I think it was at your show over in Tacoma, and he was like, I don't know, and I just want to tell Alan, just fucking ask a girl out one time and just see what happens. Pat put it best: knock the dust off.
Yeah.
Just knock the dust off. The worst case scenario is you hear no.
There's a little thrill in it.
Yeah.
It's sort of fun.
Yeah.
I hate the phrase shoot your shot. I hate it.
I hate it too.
But there was a waiter at my show. There was a table of 3 girls, and he left them a note that said, "You're all pretty. One of you call me."
Awesome. It's great.
You shot a shot.
He really did.
3 girls.
Wow.
One of you must like me. Give me a call. Can you imagine just dropping a bomb at a table with 3 people? One of them will call me.
Yeah, and do you think
I
they
wanted to
that?
call. I was like, I should call it. Hey man, you doing this during my show? You dropping bombs like this during my show?
I'm trying to work.
I'm trying to work up here, man. I got a show that I'm doing.
Yeah.
I got a closer that I got coming up, and you drop this bomb at a table?
Yeah, I'm trying to talk about Pictionary with my wife over here, and you're fucking hitting on my audience?
What are you doing, man?
Get out of my audience. Don't hurt the audience. Don't hurt the listener.
Yeah.
That's ballsy.
That's a ballsy move.
That's a fucking ballsy move.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of moves, I'm really happy about this one. Our listeners, who I think are dynamite, hilarious people,
yes,
who do a lot of really fun and funny things. A listener made a fucking bingo card of the show.
A bingo card.
A bingo card of phrases from the show. Let me make sure I get it right. Sam said, "I thought it'd be fun to create a DTBFF bingo, so I did." The DTFF bingo, if Greg ever says, yeah. If Lil Squirt makes an appearance.
Okay.
Yo. Enough already.
Enough already.
If Kane describes a date idea and then in quotes bad, well, I don't know who would be punching on that. Enthusiastic intro. Number of pillows debate.
Number of pillows debate. Sure, fair enough.
Kane shares a Marty story. Someone mentions Batman. Holy shit, that happened last time. That happened last episode.
We just talked about it.
We said
again.
Batman like 7 times.
Yeah, we did.
Thwip Snap Dead. I mean, classic.
Yep,
Already
classic.
a classic. Hosts discuss The Bachelor or The Bachelorette for 5+ minutes.
Which by saying that, it means that they enjoy no plus minutes.
No.
They enjoy no plus minutes of The Bachelor. I don't think our listeners listen. I don't think they watch The Bachelor.
I don't think they. I have like 2 that will interact with me about it, and that's about it.
But I don't think that as a whole, that's not why they're listening.
Absolutely
It's
not.
got to bum them out. I'm sure they're like, make that a Patreon thing or stop.
Yeah. Yes, please stop
And
talking.
we're also like super unspecific about The Bachelor. Like,
Yeah.
we don't remember people's names.
never have any details.
No, we just sort of share both of us just
Yes.
share.
How we felt when we were watching
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
We have no hot takes. We don't we don't really say what a solution to the problem would be. We
No.
just like to make fun of it and then also make fun of ourselves for watching
it and loving dating shows in general.
I love them so much.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of it.
But it would be like if I tuned in to, say, my favorite political podcast, Pod Saves America, and they spent like 15 minutes on Bridgerton.
Yeah, that would be really weird.
You'd be like, but I want to hear about the White House.
Like, this new season doesn't have enough sex.
No.
Which that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I've heard new season.
Or Emily in Paris.
Yeah. You're like, will you get to the State of the Union? Another square, if new merch is released.
Oh, wow.
Always be blocking is said, which we
Yeah.
haven't said in a minute.
We haven't said that in a bit.
But always be blocking, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Freebie square, Pat laughs in the background.
Yeah. That'll
You're just hearing funk, 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 funk,
Yeah.
funk, funk.
yeah.
Voicemail from a listener. When Greg says, I was on Oprah. And then next to that, Greg mentions cancer. Holy shit.
Unreal.
That's hilarious. Hosts lean on Pat's expertise on cheese. We do that a lot.
Yeah.
How could you do that to a listener, from Greg?
Yeah.
If we talk about how to cut your sandwich, anytime we have a guest, if Pat goes, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Yeah, he does that.
Toilet paper debate, Kane makes a Simpsons reference. A meme is approved by Greg.
Good luck filling that square.
Yeah, I know. That's going to be an empty square for a while. And if the word unclean is said.
Unclean.
Unclean.
Yeah.
Which will happen, especially I'm in a new relationship, so there's going to be a
it's
lot of
unclean.
unclean
It's unclean.
happening.
Super
A
unclean.
lot of unclean stories will be happening.
Unclean.
Thank you, Sam. That was incredible.
Yeah, that's nice.
That is so funny.
Flattered.
Yeah. So if you print out your bingo cards and listen to the brand new episode and see, you can't. It has to start now. It couldn't be during the read of the bingo.
No.
So starting now, let's see how close you get to filling those squares.
Yeah.
Which, if you guys, unless you guys have anything else, you guys want to get to the question from Anonymous?
We should put the bingo card up somewhere where people can look at it.
It's on our Instagram.
It's on our Instagram. Okay.
I put it up on our So if you want your own DTBFF bingo card, go to our Instagram at DTBFF podcast, and you can get it there.
Mm-hmm.
Print it out. Let's see how you did. Send in your stamped bingo cards.
Yeah, send them in.
That would be fucking amazing to see. Okay. DTBFFpodcast@gmail.com is where you can send all of your emails and questions. And we got one from Anonymous. And it says, I don't understand what just happened. Okay, guys, so this was a wild ride for me, and I have to share this story with someone because I can't wrap my head around it at all. First, some backstory. About 9 years ago, I had been a longtime employee for a company trying really hard to get promoted. And towards the end of my time there, they passed me over for the third time, and I had become a bit bitter and jaded over the whole thing. I would run around like I owned the place and disrespected the newest manager a lot. I was an asshole. Well, being an asshole caught up to me, and I was fired from the job over something incredibly tiny and minuscule. Improperly registering my car with the mall security. I was mad it happened, but within 2 months, I had found a new job that I could grow with and that saw a future in me. Getting fired from that job was a good thing, and I didn't hold a grudge. I went back to that store just to say hi, apologize, and let them know I don't hold a grudge, hoping to put everything behind us. I was met with a, well, I wish I felt the same way. Never come back to this store or talk to any of my employees. A couple months later, that manager was fired for time card manipulation and not being a good manager. Fast forward to the last year or so, and that manager that I assumed hated me from how it ended kept popping up in my life in weird places. He would show up in my Tinder swipe options even though I have it set to women only. I swiped left, and then a few months later he super liked me and it popped up and told me. Again, I swiped left because I'm a cis hero male, and again, the last time we talked, he told me to leave his store and never come back. So fast forward to 2 days ago, and he started...
Does that happen where you occasionally get men
Yeah.
when you want women?
Yeah. For some reason, it will
They'll
show
just
you.
make a suggestion, just
Yeah.
like you might be going the other way?
Yeah. They'll just go, what do you think of him? And you'll go, still no. I mean, I don't know how many times I got to say no to Jerome.
But he keeps showing up for you as a match.
Jerome keeps showing up on my
Like
Tinder.
they're looking at your thing and going, "Look, I know you like all these girls. And we get that.
I do, yeah. I really
But
like
if you
girls.
would take a minute
Okay.
to look at Jerome,
Okay.
just take a minute.
Okay.
You might find that you connect with him
Uh-huh.
because we're sending him to you because we think, hey, he's got a vibe you might dig.
Uh-huh.
It might not be your thing.
I feel like you're wrong because I know my sexual preference.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
What you're not doing is listening.
Okay, I feel like...
What you're not doing is listening. What we're saying is Jerome has some qualities.
Uh-huh.
You may find yourself, you just might find that you like Jerome.
Does Jerome have a dick and balls?
He has a penis, yes.
Okay. I'm not into that.
Okay. Here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Again,
Yeah.
you're not listening.
I feel like you're not listening. Oh, shit. So fast forward to 2 days ago, and he starts following me on Instagram. He unfollowed pretty quickly, so I just assumed he is the type of never delete his count on his contacts, so he probably still had my number. He started a new profile and just added everyone in his contacts. Then saw my face scrolling through his stories and went, oh shit, why did I follow him? And unsubscribed. No harm, no foul. Well, last night he messaged me asking if he could ask me a question. I figured it was time to finally bury the hatchet and make amends, so we started talking. He asked me if I hated him, and I explained it's been 9 years and that's too long to hold a grudge. I apologized again for my actions, and I explained I was better off for being fired. I'm thinking the conversation is over at this point, but dude then keeps going. He compliments my beard and says I'm looking really good lately. Because compliments can be appreciated from any gender, I simply say thank you, as I have been working on dressing better and feeling better through that for a while, so it's nice to hear that. Then he hits me with a, I know you're straight, but I've always had a crush on you.
Wow.
All right. Again,
That's why I fired you.
I had the biggest crush.
For the tiniest,
For the littlest thing.
for the tiniest infraction I could find.
I need him out of here. I can't keep looking at him. I'm swooning. Again, no harm, as he is aware of the boundary. It won't be reciprocated. However, he also follows that up with, I figured I would just tell you since I'm at the end of my life.
Oh, wow.
All right. I'm thinking he is suicidal or something. I try to figure out what is going on and if I need to send help. He explains he's very sick and he's talked to several specialists and all that. So mentally, I'm like, cool, I now can reject whatever this is without any guilt. And I tell him that he's got to make the most of his time left, and that while I don't share those same feelings, I'm glad he felt comfortable enough to tell me about them. I also have no idea what else to say, so I pull the old, well, it's getting late, I'm going to bed trick. That trick did not stop this man. He kept going, deleted some stuff I didn't see as the notifications popped up and disappeared. And then about 2 hours later, he ends with, I can't sleep and I would love to pleasure you sometime.
What?
Okay.
That's what my voicemail says.
You've reached Greg Barron.
I can't sleep. I'd love to pleasure
I'd
you
love to
sometime.
pleasure you sometime.
Yeah. And that really decides whether I get a message or not.
That really does. I have to push through those.
It's pretty good with spam calls.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I guess we won't try and trick this guy. And he also says, I won't hold my breath, but I'll be around. I know ghosting is bad, but I know ghosting is bad and all, but I feel like even if I reply with another, that's not going to happen. You should go find someone in your community that can give you what you need. I'm more than happy to be your friend through this time. Would just lead to eventually me getting a dick in my inbox. But if I don't ghost, how does one respond? I know this is long, so feel free to condense it as you see fit. If you do read it on the show. Also, if you can keep me anonymous, that would be great. How does he respond to the sexual advances of a dying gentleman?
Well, I thought what he said he was going to respond with was good.
Yeah, it's a good,
Go find somebody in your community and let's be friends and whatever. This guy was obviously just pushing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
this guy was driving down the court.
Yeah, he really was.
He was going to the basket.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to be stopped.
He wanted this. He's
And,
like, this is my last hill.
and our boy here is going to slap the ball right out of his
He
hand.
really is.
He's going to knock that fucking thing out of his hand.
He's not having it.
But I think ghosting him will make you feel shitty.
Oh, yeah.
It'll make you feel shitty.
Because eventually, and let's say, he passes, and then you think back on your time of, oh, I decided to ghost a dying man because he wanted to please me. Even that little bit of it, you're going to be like, shit, I should have just been upfront with him. So I would just send what you wrote. It's perfect. Just copy and paste what you wrote in the email and send it to him, and I think you're good.
And then you can ghost him.
Yeah, and then ghost him. That's it. Because if he tries again, then he's crossing a line.
Yeah.
Dying or not, he's crossing a line.
Right. And by the way, we're all dying.
Yeah, of course we are. I'm dying right now.
We're all dying.
And Greg, I would love to pleasure you sometime. No pressure. I know you're a cis male hero.
I am a cis male hero.
That's true. And I did drive you here. Keep that in mind.
No, that is true. That is true.
Ass, grass, or gas.
No one rides for free.
No one rides for free, baby.
No one rides for free.
Don't take bullshit from fuckers. Oh, this is Dave Downtown. I'm not on a square. I don't get a square. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, just write what you wrote and then be done with it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And then I would just leave him on red after that. I think.
Yeah.
I think you guys don't have much to talk about.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
This is the theme song for What Does This Mean song. The theme song for What Does This Mean song. We'll read a self-help quote, and they're definitely not memes. Memes are something completely different than quotes. Quotes are supposed to help you through all the bullshit in your life. And memes are like that poster of that cat hanging from a tree. And it says, hang in there, baby, or Mondays, am I right? Mondays, am I right? So if you can think of a different title, then we'll probably change it.
What does this mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. What does this mean? Smokey creeping. He Smokey creeped into our DMs.
He was gonna come see me in Tacoma, and I don't know if he ever did.
Oh, no?
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't go out afterwards,
Oh,
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
which is sort of bad. But I don't
You think you're better than everybody.
by leaps and bounds.
Leaps and bounds this
I have nothing
man.
but contempt for my audience.
Of course you do.
I have nothing but contempt for them.
Can you hear that right now, listener?
The listener is warned. Don't come see me and expect me to be friends with you.
Don't you dare.
Yeah. No, I just am still very COVID worried.
Sure, yeah,
And and there's no masks being worn anymore, and so, and also I just don't really love. Like if somebody says they're going to come to the show, I'll usually say hang out, or I'll look for you after the show.
Yeah,
like if a listener hits me up and says I'll come,
Yeah.
you know, because I had somebody drive and see me when I was in Michigan, and they drove 3 hours to see me.
No
Oh, wow.
shit.
Or something, 3 hours to see me, and then left. And I would have loved to have seen them and said thank you and
Yeah, yeah.
talked to them a little bit. But I've never loved seeing people after shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just
okay.
like to do the thing. I feel like that's the exchange.
Yeah.
I do a show, you laugh, we have a good time, and then I don't have to ask you for any more love from me.
Right,
and
yeah.
You don't have to awkwardly greet me.
Oh,
or
yeah.
I'm standing around there. I mean, the old days when I was looking for girls, absolutely.
Yes, for
But
sure.
those were old. That's a long, long time ago.
Yeah. And now you got shit to do. You got dating shows to watch.
Literally, I watch.
Yeah.
I've been watching Dickinson on
Right.
Apple Plus in
I-
between shows. I try and check out between shows. Like I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
I watch TV. I don't really talk to the other acts that much.
Yeah.
Like I will a little bit,
Right.
Because I have respect for them and I want to get to know them. But I really like nothing in my ears except music or TV or something.
Yeah.
Before I go on.
Yeah. I mean, and it's a good show. You're a good show. You're a good time.
I'm a good time.
You're a good time.
I'm a good time.
We've done shows together.
I want the other acts to do well. Like
Yeah.
but I don't want to listen to them.
I also don't want
I want
have,
them to be really good.
Yeah, and I also don't want to have the comedy conversation. Like I don't want to talk about comedy while I'm in the green room with. And usually comics want to talk about comedy.
Like this last show, that both comics watched my specials growing up, which makes me feel both old, but then also appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was nice.
And they were both like, and they both watched me a bunch, and so and so I watched their acts because they were taking such time out to watch mine. So then I wanted to, but and they were both good.
Great.
They're both really good, and I wish I could remember their names
Oh, it's okay.
and say them.
It's unimportant. They're Tacoma comics. I know those guys.
One of them was in Portland.
Portland?
Yeah.
I probably know him too.
His name was Adam, was his first name, and he was a big Samoan dude, and he was fucking great.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember his last name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll get his last name. at
We'll
some
remember
point.
these last names. That we'll promote them on the show. You guys should go follow them.
Yeah.
Well, it's time to get inspired. Because you're not going to hear it after comedy shows from Greg or myself. So hear it now.
And you won't hear it during the show either.
You won't hear it during the show either.
We don't read memes.
No.
I would. It would be fun to read memes live.
It would be fun to read memes live. We're working on that for San Diego. We're working on a thing. So there'll be a live version of this show coming up pretty soon. So Smokey Creepin', the man, the myth, the legend, sent one into our Instagram at DTBFF Podcast. It's better to shit your pants than die of constipation. And that's a quote from my dad on whether or not I should ask out a girl when I was younger.
Okay, in context.
Uh-huh.
In context, that's a good quote.
Yes, I agree.
It's better to shit your pants than die of constipation. That sums up dating, right there.
Yeah.
That's what we would say to the Allen brand.
The Allen brand, shit your pants.
Yeah.
Stop walking around bloated with a load, okay? Just shit
Yeah.
yourself and see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
That's what he has. Pat, what do you have?
I've got a few here today. I've got one. True friends don't talk. They exchange memes for weeks, then out of the blue, calls the other crying.
Not in any of the friendships that I'm in, but I get it, I guess. Mm-hmm. They exchange memes. I don't send memes. Maybe it's a different generational thing. I don't send memes to people. And also, my friends don't call me crying anymore.
Anymore.
Not anymore. In the old days, I'd have there would be a dude, we need to talk.
When you're younger, you have a lot more going on.
A lot more to cry about.
Yeah, you're like, what about for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
The older you get, you're like, you're going to be fine. Stop,
Yeah.
Stop calling me and crying. Enough. Okay, how about this one? Self-care is how you get your power. Self-love is how you keep it.
I mean, who does that work for?
I don't know, man. Yeah, self-care is good. Take care of yourself.
That's how I get my power,
I guess that's how you get your power.
and love is how I wield it, or what?
The self-love part, the self-care is very, you can put your mind to something when you hear self-care.
Right,
If
like
I
what
do-
that is.
If I do this thing, I'll feel better.
Right.
What the fuck is self-love? Stare at yourself in a mirror and say something nice about yourself like a fucking psychopath?
Here's the thing. I don't dislike myself, but I've never been able to love myself. Like I've
really
never
hard.
I really I see the flaws.
Uh-huh.
When I love something, I get super excited about it. Like I don't get super excited about me that often.
No, because you're
Not
you.
even after a good set. Like
No.
I'm still just me.
Yeah.
It's all fine. It's all
Yeah.
fine. But love, like the self-love is such a, like I don't think that's a real thing.
The self-care is the self-love. That's the thing.
Yeah, like a workout
Yeah.
and a diet and getting up and doing some writing or whatever the meditation or whatever
Yeah.
your processes are to make yourself whole and a person of worth.
Yeah.
Like those things I get. But self-love just sounds like something that they say on Oprah, mark your box, that nobody knows what to do with.
Yeah, the self-love is in a complete abstract thing. So it's part of, and you go, okay, well, how do I? Because then it leads you to ask a bunch of questions you need answers to. But the answers are in the first part of that thing. Just do something you like. Do something that's going to make you feel good, and then in turn, you're giving yourself self-love. I guess if you do want to talk about how great you are, be my guest. That's cool. Don't do it to me. I don't want to hear it. But talk about to yourself. Say how great you are to yourself. Why not? I mean, we've talked about that before. Talk yourself up if that's what's going to if that's your self-care. But
Yeah, right.
or if that's your self-love. But your self-care is basically the same thing. So just do something fun right now. Go do something fun right now. You're taking care of yourself. Pat?
I've got another one here. I agree with the sentiment of this one, but it's a little trite. Work your ass off and stay away from bad vibes.
I don't know that they necessarily go together.
Yeah.
Work your ass off.
And stay away from bad vibes. I mean, yeah. Duh.
Yeah, I mean, it's another way of saying don't take bullshit from fuckers, I suppose.
Yeah. Work your ass off. I also don't like work your ass off. Don't bully me. Let me go at my own pace. Okay?
Isn't that what Kim Kardashian just said?
Yeah. You don't know, because first of all, my dad, I don't know why she's Southern. My daddy made all my money, and he worked his ass off, and nobody wants to work their ass off anymore.
I believe Kim Kardashian works hard.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Really hard. She's trying to be a lawyer.
Nobody's
Like-
that successful the way she is without putting in some effort.
Well, I think staying successful. I think her initial rush to success was just out of people just digging her for whatever reason.
Right.
Not a lot that she was even doing, It was sort
Right.
of her sex tape and then her reality show and whatever. But what she's been able to do with Skims, which is her clothing line, and all the rest of the stuff,
Yeah.
and go to school and all that, like she works her ass off.
Well, like, yeah, I mean, she was initially friends with Paris, who was also, she was famous for being a famous person's daughter.
Right.
And then in turn, that turned into reality show, sex tape, all the same thing. And then I think she has some shit. Like, I think she has like a clothing line or something. I don't know. I don't follow that shit. But what I do know that Kim Kardashian has business, and she actually has, and she must have learned from somebody, some sort of business acumen that then led her to the success she has now with her own name. So in some ways, yeah, she had a foot up on the rest of us, but then Paris also had a foot up on the rest of us. We're not talking about Paris Hilton still. You know,
No, not often.
we're still talking about. For the longest time, we've never not been talking about Kim Kardashian.
It's kind of true.
Yeah. So
I mean, she's in my feed every day for some reason.
yeah, yeah, yes,
She's still there.
yeah. Exactly.
Paris Hilton is not.
No, Paris Hilton is not. Okay, I got one here. Don't worry. Okay. Don't worry about failures. Worry about the chances you miss when you don't even try.
All right.
Okay, that's a ringing theme for the show this
But
week.
let's get really honest. Failures hurt.
Yeah,
They suck.
they're awful.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of time getting memes or getting inspirational quotes where the inspiration comes from trying to make you not feel so bad about what it is you're not good at.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And when you attempt something and fail, don't acknowledge it. Just push through. If you're having a hard time, don't even think about it because people are starving. Like there's so many of those memes where they're like, it could be worse. And it's like,
Right.
yeah, but it fucking hurts right now.
Yeah.
Can't I fucking at least say
Yeah, it
something
hurts
about
right
it right
now.
now? Can
Yeah.
it hurt right now?
Yeah.
And you feel shame for wanting
And
to
yes,
express.
this will be the fuel that fires me onto my next thing. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
This will get me into my next relationship. This will get me onto my next job. This
Yeah.
will get me into my next whatever it is that I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so trite at this point.
It really
to
is.
Talk about how your failure is the beginning of your new success.
I really try to avoid that too when people are complaining about what it is I now, because I used to be like, yeah, but keep your head up, and because then when I would complain, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear keep your head up right now. I want to just complain, and then I realized if I'm just sitting there letting them talk, they eventually come to a conclusion themselves. Where
Right.
they talk themselves into a solution from the failure they just experienced. I don't even need to do anything.
Right.
I just need to sit there while they work it out, and then they did it themselves. So I don't need to sit there and go, keep your chin up, guy, because it's all you're gonna be all right. This is a fucking, this is a step backwards and whatever. It's not needed. It's
No.
completely unnecessary.
Yeah. Agreed.
What else?
I've got another one here. I feel like we've heard a different version of this one before. Be careful with how much you tolerate. You are teaching them how to treat you.
Mm-hmm. We've heard this
Yeah.
many times.
It's a good rule.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I have nothing for it.
You have nothing to add.
I have nothing for it. It doesn't interest me anymore. I think I've taught people how to treat me, and if they don't treat me right, they're gone. So I've learned. I think I've learned that lesson now.
I teach people how to treat me all the time, and they don't learn. And then I have to go with what I'm getting.
You need to do our workshop.
I think maybe I do. And nobody treats me as a king back in my place, where I wanted to be treated like a king.
You're not wearing your
And
crown at home?
No. I talk about it in my stand-up, but I'm like, half the time they don't even know if I'm there. I'm like, when I'm on the road, half the time they don't even know I've gone.
That's so funny.
One time, this is really a true story. One time, True texted me, "Daddy, are you upstairs?" And I'm like, "I'm in fucking Denver." I've been in Denver for 3 days. Oh, no. It's true. I've been in Denver for 3 days.
Did they just not go upstairs? What the fuck?
Just, he's around, I think, sometimes.
We've eaten at least 9 meals without him. Mm-hmm. He could just be upstairs this whole time.
Could have been.
He's missed 3 separate breakfast, lunch, and dinners.
Maybe he's upstairs.
He could be locked in there. Should we check on him? Text him. Text him first before we even make the trip.
Text him. Yeah.
Should I bring him a sandwich? Well, text him, and then we'll see about pulling out bread.
Yeah. It's true.
I'm in Denver.
I'm in Denver.
Oh, well, then never mind. I don't have anything. Do you have anything else?
I've got one last one here. Oh, God, I don't like this one either. Instead of saying, I have so many problems to solve, try, I have so many opportunities to explore.
There we go again.
I hate you.
Here we go again.
Whoever that is, I hate.
Yeah, you're awful.
Oh, there's so many opportunities for me right now.
Oh, my God.
Like my show just got canceled in San Diego.
Yeah.
What an opportunity.
An opportunity to do something else.
I guess I could do something else tomorrow night.
I literally have made no other
Fucking night.
plans.
I rented a car.
Yep. So I'm out that money.
God damn.
But hey,
Hey.
at least that's an opportunity to drive
That's an
my rental car.
opportunity. That's an opportunity for me.
Maybe I'll meet a director at a coffee bean.
Holy cow, I can't wait to see what tomorrow turns out to be
Oh.
in light of this opportunity I've been given.
Yes. It may look from the outside perspective that I have stumbled and fall, but absolutely not. That is just God opening another door. Really.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see the chrysalis.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Fucking.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Let me be unhappy. Why won't you let me be unhappy? Sometimes I want to be unhappy. You made me unhappy now. Is this an opportunity, dipshit? You know it's an opportunity for you to write more inspirational shit. Better inspirational shit.
Yeah.
Talk about my opportunities. Leave my opportunities out of your fucking mouth.
Keep your opportunities out your fucking mouth. Amazing.
All right.
We'll be right back. Segment 3.
Best segment. So good.
Yeah.
Isn't it good?
It's a great segment.
I love it.
I always like segment 3.
Segment 3 is the best. We got an email in from Anonymous. It says, caught up.
First off, you know what I realized?
Huh.
A lot of our listeners have shame.
They have so much shame. That's true. Like 5 people care about their name not caring about their name being out there.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like, please don't say. I don't know how far you think our reach is, but they're probably not going to hear this. So you know.
It's flattering that you think
Yes.
somebody else in your circle would hear this.
Absolutely.
It's flattering
Very flattering.
to think that our reach is such.
Did you hear the latest Don't Take Bullshit from Fuckers?
It's all people talk about.
That sounds like Sarah. That just sounds like Sarah and
It's
Steven.
Sarah.
It's got to be.
It's got to be Sarah and Steven.
There's no way that's the beat for beat their relationship. Okay, so from Anonymous says, I'm all caught up. Hey guys, love the podcast and I'm finally caught up. When I start a new podcast, I have to start from episode 1. If I've learned,
Oof.
I know, I know,
Oh,
right?
when I think about episode 1, I just go, oof.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that in a while, but we are a lot more enthusiastic about helping. We're really selling a pipe dream. Now we've sort of just like a hot tub. We've just eased into the Don't Take Bullshit from Fuckers groove. Like,
Yeah, right.
We're sitting here, we're relaxed, we're having a good time, and we hope we help somebody.
Yeah, totally.
But we're not selling you anything anymore. We're not.
No.
We're not trying to start a cult.
No, we're not trying to start a cult. I mean, we are.
Sure, absolutely. If you're here in the cult, you're not going to be harassed, nor are you going to be asked to kill yourself.
No.
So you're good.
Yeah.
This is the easiest cult to be a part of. If I've learned nothing from listening to all the episodes, I know that if my very long-term relationship should end, I'll not be dating again. Men are trash. Oh, no.
Wow.
Is she learning that from us as men or the stories that are being told on the show?
I think it's both.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
I mean, I'm trash.
Who isn't? What guy isn't trash?
I'm trash.
Who?
I've never been anything but trash.
You always walk
You
out.
know-
Yeah.
You know who doesn't ever call himself trash?
Who?
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins.
Not even jokingly refers to himself as trash.
With his giant voice.
And his little trampoline.
I'm the best.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
He doesn't think of himself as trash,
No,
but
he
we
doesn't.
do.
So backstory, Carolyn Hacks is an advice columnist with the Washington Post, and she's awesome. They recently cataloged all her past live chats, and I came across this from September 22nd of 2004. Alexandria. Hi, Carolyn. Love the chats regarding your first post inviting her coworker out for a drink. If he were interested, wouldn't he have asked her out by now? According to the latest book by a Sex and the City writer, I am not sure whether to be disgusted by the book or enlightened.
Yeah.
Then Carolyn says, don't know a thing about it, but if it says all men think alike on something, err on the side of disgust. Yes, men in general are socialized to make a move when interested, but there are enough men out there who are shy or oblivious to women's signals / tired of making the first move / tickled by women who make the first move to suggest that a woman who wants to nudge a guy along should certainly give it a try. I mean, really. And then Anonymous says, thanks guys for all the laughs and good insight. Kane, I love the What Does This Meme theme song. I sing along and sometimes play it twice.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
Wow.
that's really sweet.
Now, why did she send that to us?
No idea. That's it. That's the whole email. She caught up on the podcast and then found somebody talking shit about your club. She's like, I'm going to go all the way back.
I think Greg might like this.
Yeah.
From 2004, which is the year it came out.
It came out in 04, really?
It came out in 04.
No shit.
Yeah, so they were on it right away. It was already a hit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, she hadn't read it yet. I mean, do you think, did you have a lot of detractors, like women detractors, like criticizing the book?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Of course, when any time anything is a big hit, and it's a big hit because it resonates.
Yeah.
And it resonates for a reason.
Yeah, yeah.
And that reason is it's very likely that a guy who liked you would ask you out.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he just would.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's my experience as a man and my experience with men.
Right.
Are there men that are delighted by women who ask them out? Yes, they're called cowards. Are there men who can't read women's signals? Yes, they're called incels.
And they're fucking on Reddit right now talking shit.
We, of course, made allowances in the book and said not every guy is like this. We were very careful to say things like, you know.
Yeah.
Also, it was also those things like, if a guy doesn't call you once, no big deal.
Right.
If he doesn't call you 7 times, there's a red light.
Yeah.
You know, we were smart about what we were saying and that we were saying, hey, this is just our experience from our experience.
Right.
That kind of thing. But there were plenty of detractors, of
Sure.
course. But
Yeah.
there were more people that liked it
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
than didn't,
Yeah.
you know. And so, you know, and of course, the people that hated it didn't read it, hadn't read it.
That makes sense.
Never read it. A lot of times, a lot of the criticism I got, even I had somebody come up to me at a book signing at UCLA and say, oh, your book is terrible. And then started to tell me what the book was about. And then I was like, have you read it? And she's like, no, but I get it. I'm like, you don't get it. You haven't read it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's I mean people do that all the time. That's
Yeah.
so that's like a weird human instinct to be like, yeah, no, I didn't see it, but I'm fairly certain it's not good. I didn't hear it, I didn't read it.
I didn't read
but
it.
for sure it's garbage.
Yeah. I didn't investigate.
Experience it.
It's contempt. It's in AA. It's called contempt prior to investigation. That you have for people sometimes because you sort of think, well, they must be like this.
Yeah, yeah.
They voted a certain way. They must be a horrible person.
Yeah. Oh,
You
for
know.
sure.
But I welcomed all the criticism. Fuck,
Yeah.
I was thrilled people were criticizing it.
I know.
That it was part of anybody's discussion or dialogue. I mean, a guy wrote a whole book against our book.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know this.
Yeah, called Face It, I think it was Face It, You Weren't Into Him Either. Or something.
wow.
That's what he called his
Oh,
book.
wow,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. And I was like, a guy wrote a book about our book.
You're like having a literary rap battle where you spit out something and then he's like, oh, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come out with the girl side. I also like too that a guy decides to write in defense of women. He comes in on his white horse to be like, hey, but also fuck that guy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty fucking funny.
And it just didn't do well for him.
Oh, of course.
And he had his own writing career before that. He had written a book about giving women head or something. Yeah, he was a piece of work. But
Like a how-to?
yeah,
Oh, really?
but it was exciting. It was exciting to be talked about at all by
Yeah.
anybody.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, there were feminists that were against it, and I consider myself a feminist. So,
Sure.
but they were like, "You can't be a feminist if you think," you know, and you're like, "Okay, well."
Yeah, I found that in the scenario that you try to that happens too. You're like, I'm an ally, and they're like, oh yeah, but not really. My friend Monica has an awesome joke about this. She's like, she's a comic and she's bisexual, but she always feels like she has to try to be gayer to get on gay pride shows. And the gatekeepers at the gay pride shows like make her prove how gay she is to be on the show. And the joke goes so fucking great. She's like, so what, like, how gay are you? And Monica's like, I'm marrying a woman. And the gatekeeper's like, sounds like something a straight guy would do.
That's Monica Levy.
Monica Nevy.
Nevy
with an N.
Nevy.
Yeah,
yeah.
Monica Nevy.
Follow her. She's great.
She's amazing. She's hilarious. She's actually she shot a special, the Helium in Philly. So look out for that. Go follow Monica.
Yeah.
She's awesome. On to a Reddit remix? Cool. Is it, you sent it already?
Oh, yeah.
Sweet. Reddit remix. Ayo. My boyfriend quit his job to become a professional wrestler. How can I get through to him that this is a bad idea? We both work full time, but we don't make a lot of money from our jobs. We do make above minimum wage, and both our checks are necessary to pay the bills. He's also very obsessed with wrestling. He watches it multiple times a week and often goes to indie shows around us. He also blows a lot of money off crap like buying actual gear that wrestlers wore in the ring. We also have 2 kids. One's 17 and one's 7. His boss called...
Wow, that's a big gap.
That is a big gap.
That 10-year gap. That was a surprise. I think that was a surprise.
For sure. Rut-row. His boss called the house today. He asked me if my boyfriend was okay and that he suddenly quit today. I told him I had no idea what was going on. He got home. I asked why he quit. He sat the family down and said he was pursuing a childhood dream.
Oh, no.
He was going to train to become a professional wrestler and was quitting to pursue that.
Jesus.
I asked how we'd pay for that. And he said we could get it out of the savings account. I asked about bills, and he said, we'll just have to cut back, maybe get cheaper plans or internet and cancel the Netflix. Oh, and buy generic groceries. I don't know what to do. He's in his 40s.
Oh, no.
and isn't even much of an athlete.
Oh, no.
Love it. I love it.
He's on the husky side. Plus, he's only 5'8".
Oh, no.
Which makes him look bigger.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
For sure. I guess it wasn't enough to watch this crap every week. Now he wants to be in the show. I tried telling him this, and he brought up how many wrestlers got started when they were older, and a lot of wrestlers have been overweight. I tried telling him to at least work part-time, but he said it takes dedication, and he's sick of working like a dog all day. It's time I do something for myself. I'm pretty sure he's having a midlife crisis. I don't know what to even do about this. How can I get through to him that we can't afford him to go through with this and that he's not built for wrestling?
As much as I'd like to take this guy down a notch, I was prepared to give up everything in my 40s, including stand-up, to be in a ska band.
That I mean,
in a
ska,
ska band.
yeah. When was this? Was this like 2012?
Ska was not popular.
when
Ska was not.
when was ska popular?
Ska's had 3 distinct waves.
Okay.
In the 60s,
Uh-huh.
in the 80s,
Uh-huh.
and then in the 90s.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then there hasn't really been a ska resurgence since then. There's been some ska bands that have made it, and like No Doubt was a ska band at the beginning.
Sure.
But not only was it a ska band, but it was instrumental. So no vocals.
No vocals.
No vocals, just instrumental ska,
Okay.
which no one listens to.
Not a single person.
But it had surf elements to it,
Uh-huh.
which is maybe the most unpopular music genre
Sure.
of all time.
Right.
I used to tell people, I'm in a surf band or also the Witness Protection Program. Because when playing surf music, no one can see me.
What compelled
So
you?
I think because I wanted to be a musician my whole life,
Uh-huh.
and I had made some money, and I just thought I could do it.
Okay.
I just was compelled to do it.
Yeah.
And I was playing with good people. We made a great record.
Sure.
And we did what is it called? What is it called? You know, those like a GoFundMe.
Uh-huh.
We did
Yep.
a GoFundMe type of thing, and we made a bunch of money to make a record. And we made a record and put it out. And we were going to tour. We did about 6 dates, and that was it. And and it just slowly, quietly came to an end.
Much in the way of your
You
surf
should have
music.
seen the look on Amira's face.
Oh, I bet. Oh, I bet.
And I'm buying checkered everything.
Oh no.
I had a black and white checkered Mini Cooper.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Did I ride in that?
No, you rode in the other Mini Cooper.
Oh, okay.
No, this
Okay.
one was black. This one was all black with a black and white checkered roof, and yeah.
I mean, I don't know enough about ska band to really get the checkered thing. I do think it's funny that that's a thing, that you have checkered shirts. Is that a
Yeah.
thing? Okay, so you have checkered shirts.
Well, like checkered shirts or checkered socks,
Okay, and then
because in the 80s, during the 80s ska revival, during that wave, the whole thing was in Europe and in England. It was sort of an anti-racist thing. But the
Oh,
bands were
yep.
black and white.
got it.
All the bands were black and white.
Okay.
And so
Two-tone.
it's called two-tone.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And so the checkerboard became like a big thing.
Got
And then
it.
it just stuck as a part of the ska lore.
Got it.
So you were wearing that sort of to show that even though our band was all white.
I love. That's also really funny.
Except one time we had a black bass player.
Okay, one time.
One time. He was
So
amazing.
one of the white guys was sick.
It was like the last show that we did of the tour for that album, and it was at it was in L.A. and it was a great show, and then that was it.
I love thinking about.
But I was his age,
Uh-huh.
and I felt the same way.
Sure.
Like I can't let my life go by without trying this.
Yeah.
It was a mistake, for sure, that I regret.
Yes. And he will also, with his almost adult son,
Yes,
he's a year away from paying his own taxes.
but I know what it is to like something so much you can't see yourself not doing it.
Sure.
Like I never fantasized about being a stand-up. I never thought about it as a kid. I never wanted to be a stand-up really. Like it wasn't like a thing. It was just a thing I could do. And then I liked doing it and I
Yeah.
loved it. But I didn't fantasize about it like I did about being a musician.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
One time I came home, Summer and I walked off the plane, and this is during the 90s when you could meet people at the gate. And my dad met us at the gate because we were young, and we're walking down the hallway. And before, when we went on this trip to go visit family, my dad watched us walk onto the plane, and he had jet black hair. So my dad has jet black hair, and he had a clean shaven face. And then when we came back from our trip, we was just there for a week. We came back from the trip. He had frosted tips
Oh, no.
and a mustache. and one earring.
Oh my God! In 1 week.
1 week, something bad happened, and we weren't allowed to ask about it.
Amazing.
And that was it. And I remember going, "That's not Dad." To Summer, like, that's a stranger. Let's not talk to him. And he's like, "Kane's Summer," and we're like, "Oh
God.
man."
Holy shit.
And you weren't allowed. You were like, I asked him, and he was like, it's my new thing. Just leave it alone." Like, I couldn't ask him about it.
Oh, incredible.
It was so fucking weird. It was the weirdest way to be picked up from the airport. I'm like,
That's
all right,
incredible.
This is my dad
He
now.
had like a middle life crisis.
He had like a midlife. It was fucking weird. Well, we didn't have any money for really anything. So the fact that he had enough, like, we were always hungry, and he had enough money to get frosted tips, I was a little resentful.
It's not cheap.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
I'm like, we're having hot dogs and tortillas again? But you had to get that earring, huh? Had to get that earring, didn't you, champ?
Amazing. Do you guys follow wrestling? Do you like wrestling?
No, I don't get into. I tried to get into wrestling. I like the video games a lot better, and I always picked Kane because that was my name, and so I would just, anytime Kane was wrestling, I watched. But other than that, I couldn't like really get into it. I understand why people like love it because it is a big and sprawling story.
Right.
But I just not, and I also understand because a lot of good. We went and saw that movie about what's
The
her
girl
name?
wrestler.
The girl wrestler. What's her who's played
Florence
by
Pugh.
Florence Pugh?
She was awesome. That was a good movie.
amazing. That movie is great, and I think it's called like Fighting with My Family or something.
Yeah.
And it's about how she entered, but and I really get it. Like, I get it because if I was 40 and I'd never tried stand up, and I was working a dead-end job that I hated, at 40, I would probably go, fuck it, I'm going to at least try it. Because that happens all the time. Anytime I go and work out material at an open mic, there's like some 80-year-old guy who's doing it for the first time.
Right.
So I mean, I totally understand it. Like, it makes a lot of sense. I don't see doing it from having a kid's perspective and no money. That would freak me the fuck out. Like, if I had to keep people alive, if it was just me at 40, who gives a shit? Like, I'm the one struggling. But if everyone in your family is struggling, that's a lot tougher sell.
But that's the hard thing because you're also like, I only have this. I'm not getting any younger.
Right.
My opportunities are coming and going, and he took. Obviously he read some story about some wrestler that started in his 40s.
Yeah.
Just like that woman that played the mom on Seinfeld who just died.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She started in her 50s. She started acting in her 50s, and she just had like little bit parts, and then she got the Seinfeld thing and became kind of a star.
Yeah.
I mean, she's incredible in Seinfeld.
She's awesome.
She's incredible. The two of them are in a whole other. Her and Stiller are in a whole other play. They're incredible. They're like a comedy team like you've never seen.
They're
They're fucking unreal.
You have no eye for fashion. I have no eye for fashion. Losing their fucking mind. And that's a fight that they got into right after they said they wouldn't get divorced. That show that they are. You're right. It's amazing. Sam Jackson, I think, started pretty late too for acting. And then I think The Rock was young, but The Rock's story is really cool. He had like $7 in his pocket, and he went into this wrestling audition, really, really struggling, and then he got it. And then you're like, all right, you're The Rock, and you're part of our team now. And then he has all this money, and his production company is called $7.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it can happen for sure.
Yeah.
And this poor guy needs a support system, but this poor woman also needs a support system.
Yeah.
So it's hard. You can't root against anybody. I guess I'm just rooting for both of them.
Yeah. To figure it out.
Yeah.
Like to find some kind of a plan.
Yeah.
Where he could be amenable to like, okay, I'll work a little bit.
Yeah.
Or I'll do something. Postmates, anything.
Yeah.
Something where he could pick up a buck here or two there while they let it train for what's ultimately going to be a failed.
For sure. Yeah. This will be his ska band.
It'll be his ska band.
I do love thinking too about you coming home with a bunch of checkered paraphernalia, like checkered shirt, checkered socks. Like you guys, like you're getting ready for bed and you take your pants off to get in bed and you have checkered underwear and Amira's just like, okay, well, whatever. And she's like telling the girls, I guess this is just a phase. And then it comes up the driveway with a checkered Mini Cooper. And that's when the fear sets in for Amira. Like, oh, shit. Oh, I think he's fucking serious.
He's real.
He's not
This is
fucking
real.
around. Girls, tighten your wallets. Tighten your belts. We're going to be eating hot dog tortillas right now for a while.
It's so funny.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I think I've sort of just always been in that guy's mind state too, my whole life. Ever since I started doing stand up, I had a hard time keeping a job because I just wanted to be out doing the clubs. I'd be out every night, and I'd come to work super tired or hungover because I'm out drinking and partying with the comics. And so I've just always been in the mindset of this guy. Like, if I don't do it, I'll regret it.
Yeah.
So, and that's sort of like my whole world. So
Yeah.
I totally get this guy, and I get her because I also hated not having any money.
My obsession with F1 racing is the first time I've had an obsession with something where I have zero interest in doing it.
Yeah.
I don't even really want to drive fast. Like, I love it so much. I can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing everything else I've loved, I've wanted to do on some level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I did like stand up, and I when I started doing it, I wanted to do it. I loved it. But it wasn't, I didn't grow up dreaming of it the way I was obsessed with music.
Sure.
And obsessed with playing music and especially ska. You know, ska and surf and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, yeah, that was hard for Amira.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I bet.
And I'm glad she's not here to confirm that.
She's just in the corner, just picking at her nails. Yeah, tell your ska story.
Well, she has no love of ska.
Sure.
Like, she doesn't love ska music.
Yeah.
She liked the old 60s stuff we put it on when the kids were little and all that kind of stuff. But she could care less about ska music.
Yeah. I guess the advice is try to compromise.
Yeah, because you want to live your best life. I think you want to try things that you want to try, and deciding you can't do them because time has passed is wrong.
Yeah, because also eventually he'll find out he can't train because he has no money, and all the training he's doing is making him really hungry, but he has no food in the house.
He should watch that movie.
Yeah, he should.
Fighting with My Family, because it starts where she's in an indie wrestling league and then tries to go to the WWE, and she's better than anyone in her family, and her brother wrestles and he's bummed.
Yeah.
But she gets in, and it's a true story.
Yeah. It's great.
But it shows how hard those guys work.
Yeah.
And how hard it is to try and get in there. And that shit is that's a tough sport.
Yeah.
Even though it's a play.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's hard to do.
People hurt themselves all the time.
Oh,
and,
yeah, people get killed.
Yeah. And they fucking get paralyzed, and then also it's the stress of trying to like be one of those greats, like be one of those people they make movies about.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, if you can show some support while also highlighting what the struggles are.
Plus, also show him where the end of the rainbow is, whereas all those guys are happy to be out of wrestling and acting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cena is so
Cena-
happy that he's Peacemaker.
Cena and what's his name from Galaxy? Batista.
Batista's awesome.
Yeah, he really wants to be an actor.
Batista is a great actor.
And The Rock wants to be an actor.
The Rock is just The Rock now.
Yeah.
He's best friends with Kevin Hart. And yeah. Well, all those guys don't want to do this shit anymore.
No.
That's true. It's like comics, when comics are like, I like Michael Keaton was a comic, and then he's Batman.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, and now I don't think I would go see Michael Keaton do stand-up. If Michael's like, I want to go back to my roots. I'm like, just be Batman.
I'd be curious.
Yeah.
I think he's still funny.
Yeah, he's funny on like in interviews and shit.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah. I don't know how his stand-up would be if he just decided, no, I want a special, a Michael Keaton Netflix special. Holy shit.
That'd be interesting.
That would really would.
Hell yeah.
It really would. Hey, we just mentioned Batman. Mark your fucking bingo card.
Mark your bingo cards.
Oh, fuck. Well, what do you guys think? You can tell us at dtbffpodcast@gmail.com. You can also hit us up on Instagram, dtbffpodcast, and support the show. Bonus episodes and uncut video versions of the show are on patreon.com/dtbffpodcast. You can follow me at Kane Holloway.
Follow me at It's Gregors.
I'm at DTBFF producer Pat.
And you can also call in the show. What's that number, Pat?
That number is 323-379-5544.
Don't take bullshit from fuckers.
Fuck 'em.
Hey there, if you like the show, you can find bonus episodes and more at our Patreon at patreon.com/DTBFF podcast. And then rate the show 5 stars on iTunes because it's the right thing to do. All music by the Rating Monarchs, produced by Patrick Kelly.